Welcome to another episode of the PhilaTalk. This episode we will continue with our guest Bill, where we left off in his first episode, where we talked about how to start a collection. Well, hello there to another episode of the PhilaTalk. Today we have our guest Reinhard. He is the founder of the channel. And to my right there is Bill. He was there on the first episode. He is a teacher from Scotland. The last time we talked about how to start a collection, and we left off with a lot of colonial history from the British Empire, especially like with the stamp, which was about war taxation. And so, Bill, a month has passed. Did you put any effort into
Not yet.
collecting?
I haven't put effort into furthering my stamp collection as such. I looked at my childhood stamp collection and decided it is just that. It's a childhood stamp collection. It's a collection from my childhood.
I mean, just shortly to interrupt you, it was quite nice. You sent me some pictures, and then we had a phone talk, and it was, more than
nice.
obvious that it was nice little stuffs of little commercial value.
Did you look at some of the stamps in detail? Or
No. The whole group already gave that picture that it was not worth to look deeper into that. So yes, but I mean, you have to start somewhere, and for a child, it's nice to start putting.
Looking at the stamps, I do remember at that time I was quite enthusiastic about stamp collecting. I did subscribe to a magazine, and I did go to the stamp shop in the town I was living in. I was enthusiastic about it, and I would like to get a little bit of that enthusiasm back.
So the show the last time sparked the interest again?
It did.
So,
surprisingly so.
Yes, I mean, I think there are a lot of people out who are interested to continue somewhere where they stopped at, let's say, around 15 or so, when other things became more interesting. And why not? And my offer for you would be then later on to show you ways how to restart your stamp interest on a realistic way with a realistic budget, and we will see where that leads to. Budget, that's the big point.
Get down to the nitty gritty. Talk about
the money thing.
The money thing. That I think that €1,000. With €1,000, could we start a nice stamp collection? Or
for €1,000, I can combine out of many stamps a very nice starting collection for you, which you could present to people. And in this case, I see it as some sort of a sport run to make out the utmost of 1,000. So yes, we can make a decent collection, which can be then the basis for you to go deeper. Because the question is, if you decide to collect again, is what to collect. So
I would like to start when I looked at my childhood stamp collection there, most of the stamps were from the British Commonwealth, from the Commonwealth.
Sure, I mean you
would like to continue.
You were brought up in Scotland, so it's normal that you just got, like in my childhood, it was the stamps of Austria and nearby countries you get. But generally, if you restart collecting, you should first get yourself a variety or look through different topics, collections, whatever the offers are immense. and make some decisions. Would you like to either collect countries or topics, or
That's a good
because many people start with topics like, I don't know, birds, trains, whatever, expeditions, polar bears. You can go very deep into down to details in medicine, history, or whatever. Topics is a big thematic philately is a big topic in philately.
Maybe I think I'll stick with countries for the beginning, and as the stamp starts, as the stamp album starts to fill up a little bit, there I may realise that I like particularly the stamps about bears, for example.
Okay,
or
yes.
The ones about football teams or something. I may find a topic interesting to me, so maybe countries at the beginning.
Okay, so you, I see. So you would like to have a variety of countries, more
British,
let's say British based.
Would you like rather to stick to the UK itself, or the colonial history part?
The colonial.
I mean,
quite broad, yeah.
And British philately is especially interesting to all of us because it covers a third of the world with a list of, I don't know, 120 countries or so.
We'll get the rest one of these days.
Stamps and
just wait. We'll get the rest. Don't worry.
So yeah, it gives a quite variety. I will try my best to do that. And have you already thought about what time you want what the time management is a big question in philately, because I mean, to go on with a collection, you need to get into literature. You need to get some knowledge about the value of the stamps and how to value them and why, and about quality degrees, where you can then see the difference, why something is worth 10 times more with only a little difference in the appearance.
So like production mistakes? Or
no, in this case, like with quality degrees, it's more that a little mistake on a stamp can like fades or shades or broken parts or thinnings or so reduce the value of the stamp quickly by 90%. Yeah. That's what I want to say.
So we can talk about the how much I will start with later. What would then be, say we did have €1,000, what would be then the first steps into starting a semi-serious collection?
If you decide to invest something like €1,000 into stamps, I mean, first you should invest something like in one of the earlier episodes I said, starting collecting stamps, it's not that expensive. With €100 you can start, and you can even buy already some stamps. So for the beginning you need an album or something where to put stamps or envelopes inside. You need tweezers to carefully.
Are there different styles of tweezers?
Yes, there are. The tweezers should be the long versions, the thin versions.
Are there specific stamp collecting tweezers?
Yes. You can get them on the internet or on the stamp shops around the corner when left. And magnifying glasses and or a microscope or something.
Microscope?
Yeah, it's a good thing if you want to go a bit deeper. But let's say for a magnifying glass would do it for the study.
So you use a microscope to detect the damages? at your stamps?
Yes. But that's a further step. You don't need that in as a first step. So magnifying glass, tweezers, that costs you €20 roughly. An album, another 20-30 euro. So with €50 you can start collecting stamps. Second thing you need is, and that's a big thing, is a catalog.
Yes, I was going to say that I also have a small banknote collection, and all of the banknotes are in a catalogue. I made my own catalogue, an inventory, so to speak. If I was to start a stamp collection, I should make a catalogue from the very beginning. Would you recommend this to start?
No. In this sense, I would recommend adding to the €50 budget for, let's say, technical equipment, something like another €50 for a catalog or for a basic catalog to start something.
Are there catalogs specifically designed for stamp collecting, like an empty?
Many different ones. Basically, you can say every country has its own catalog.
So you mean a catalog, like a listing what exists of those countries?
A catalog is a book where all stamps which were issued for a period of time are listed in their qualities, with descriptions, with pictures, and with a catalog value. We will refer to that later on.
And to make an inventory, are there also books available that I could use?
No.
Empty book
I would go the other way around. First, buy a catalog, maybe of your home country or whatever is close to your interest, and based on that catalog, because every stamp ever issued has a catalog number, and based on that information, you can start then your personal inventory list, and you can even make a rough calculation about the value of your collection. That's definitely yes. Why not? Yes, you should. Yeah. It's a good advice.
So I've got the €1,000. I give it to you. Where would you get the first stamps from?
I would, in this case, I mean, I have a big collection myself, so I will look through my double ones to see what.
Which obviously I get at a reduced price.
Yeah, I mean, I want to surprise you, and I want to present you a nice package later on, which makes you happy, hopefully. And of course, I will try to get some stuff. We will later on in later episodes, when we will show more detail what is going in auctions and how auctions work. Yes, I will buy some stuff on different kind of auctions in the internet.
The auctions are mostly online?
Since Corona, 100%, or I would not say 100%, but 99% are online, and definitely you can take part in all other auctions with written offers. So still. But auction business and how to bid in auctions and what to do with auctions, it's a story of itself. We will handle that in extra episodes, and we will show details, and you will know afterwards how that works.
Okay.
But yes, I will get stuff for your collection from auctions.
When you buy stamps, you get a receipt, I guess, with the stamps.
Sure.
Is it worthwhile to keep a hold of the receipts? Do they?
Yes, always. Yeah. Depending if you buy stamps from a company which guarantees you the genuinity of the stamp, then the receipt is the guarantee. So it's advisable to keep that.
from the first stamps that you will help me to get, will maybe some of them have this certificate of authentication? Do they?
That depends. Look, to create a certificate of identification, that costs money, and it costs a minimum money. So in many cases we are talking about stamps where it's easy to find out the genuinity, and where it's not worth having them tested because their value is so low because for stamps, let's say with a value of 1, 2, 3 euros, 5 euros, 10 euros, then to have certifications, it's a bit going over the top. But especially for values, I would say above 100 euro, it's in many cases more than advisable only to buy with some sort of certification.
And so, say for example,
for a large group of stamps where it's harder to identify or distinguish between falsificates and genuine examples.
Watching out for forgeries is a topic in stamp collecting.
Definitely.
Is this high danger to fall into this trap?
Yes, from many sides, because on the one hand side, it can be quite easy to falsificate with new techniques or so. Stamps, especially the easier parts to falsificate, and that is all kinds of overprints. Because to falsificate an overprint is much easier than to falsificate a stamp itself, because then you have to make some sort of a reprint of the stamp, and that should be close to the original. So it was done in many ways. Tried even some falsificators became famous, but again, the whole topic of forgeries, falsifications will be a special episode because that thing is so big.
Do some forgeries also have a high value? Can forgeries also be a collecting
yes.
theme?
Yes. That's the part where we already prepared several falsifications of famous people.
Interesting.
And will be big topic soon in this case.
Good. So, do you think you will already know which countries you want to look at? Do you have a specific region from the empire, from the former empire, which you have a personal interest in?
Some of my family live in Canada, so I think maybe some Canadian stamps would also be attractive.
Yeah, sure.
Anything that was British, which is...
Yeah, I mean there is we have the French Colonial Empire, which covers the one part, and the British Colonial Empire, which covers these two empires together controlled something like half of the world, and so inside, if you collect these countries, you collect hundreds of countries with thousands of issues. So you have quite a lot to do if you want to get some sort of completion in it.
And okay, say I start a small collection with mostly, with only Commonwealth stamps. Would you recommend, which countries would you recommend, or continents would you recommend afterwards?
I would not go so far for that moment. First, let me give you a variety of stamps to make your own creative decisions how to go further, because philately has a lot to do with haptic, tactical feelings of watching, and personal feelings for countries, designs or so, or how you would, because at the end you end up with your album alone at home, and you will be happy, hopefully, doing something with it.
I was also thinking that from the 1,000 euros, I would like to have a good general collection of stamps there, but also maybe one stamp which is worth more than the others. Maybe one stamp which is worth 100 or 200 euros. For me, that would sort of make the collection somehow just a little bit more special.
Okay,
to have
I understand, because you want to have a collection, and you want to have one special highlight. I can say, oh yeah, that's my first.
And then
that's
at some
my
point
first
will be the
good piece.
second special highlight, and then this is what I would like to have.
So then we can already see a direction where you would like to develop your philatalistic.
I guess this has quite a meditative character, to sit over your collection and control them, or sort them out, or figure out if they're right or if they're wrong. And you spend a lot of time with that.
It's just when I open a stamp album or a stamp collection, I'm in a different world, and it's kind of meditation, definitely. And I mean, we were looking through the stamp albums. You quite like that, and
I particularly like colorful stamps. The motif is not so important for me, or the design or the layout of it, but I find that the stamps with a few, I think 2 or 3 strong, vibrant colors are pleasing to my eyes.
we will create one for you.
Okay, excellent.
That sounds like a good promise. And with that, I think this is a good ending for this episode, and I hope we'll see each other next time.